Yo, what up? My name is Miguel. Y'all tuning in to Popular by Purpose. Today we're here with a guest. But before I go to the guest, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you this is my brother Mo and my co-host for the show and everything. So go ahead, Mo. Go ahead and tell him. Go ahead and tell him who's here.
I got you. How you guys doing? My name is Mo. I'm a barber here at Popular. Me and Miguel, we've been trying to do this podcast for a little while now. It's finally here. Our guest, he's somebody that I've knew probably like 5-6 years now. Somebody that I got close with, and I didn't expect to get close with. And he's somebody that I hit it off with him, and he's from Orlando. He's an Orlando native, born and raised, and a real estate investor. A real estate investor, a wholesaler. And this is Ivan Coutinho. It's my boy right here. What's up, baby?
Ivan, my boy.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys for having me. I know you guys have a lot of friends that are, successful in their own right, and to be the first guest that you guys have had, and you guys wanted to do this for a while, so I appreciate you guys picking me to be the first guest.
Yeah, man. It's honestly crazy because yesterday, the people that we had for the first guest, they canceled on us, and we're sitting there on the phone yesterday.
Honestly, it was like
a few options.
Every
honestly.
day it was like, and I said, and we're both men of faith. And like, I was like, you know what? Even the name for the podcast, I was like, yo, it's gonna come.
It happened not even 24 hours ago on the phone.
Yeah,
I hit him up yesterday.
Yeah, and he's like, yo, I got a perfect person. And then when he said Ivan, I said, which Ivan? I thought he was, I said, Ivan, look.
But we're gonna get him on though.
We're gonna get him on.
Shout out to Ivan.
But when he said you, I said, nah, bring him. I said, bring him.
Yeah,
it
no,
just
I appreciate
sounded,
that.
honestly, it sounded perfect when I brought you up. But it was just,
100%.
It was honestly God, only God, bro, because we were lost. Honestly, before he called me, I was like, whatever. I was trying to think of plans for tonight. I was like, this is not happening today.
Yeah.
And then something rung, bro. I don't know what it was. Like something hit. When I said your name, I was like, I gave him a little like, he played baseball. He's into this. He's faith driven. I was like, man, we got to have him, bro. It's perfect.
But yeah, no, like I said, you guys both have a lot of clients. You guys have substantial, people who have like big followings, and you guys do a really good job. So the fact that I'm able to be in that core of successful people that you guys know, it's just an honor. So I'm excited to see, what we can talk about and what we can provide to the people out there.
For sure, man.
So Ivan, I'm gonna go ahead and say something real quick. This podcast is driven for us to help reach out to young men, mostly because a lot of young men today are a little bit lost in their purpose. So our goal is to help motivate others to find their purpose. Whatever it is, find it through faith, but find your purpose. And that's a real reason why we have you here, is because, you have such a big story to tell. You had a lot of success at a young age in baseball, and we want to go ahead and get into that in a little bit. And you had success afterwards, furthermore, past baseball, obviously, but you had success after that. And you're here today, you know what I'm saying, with a great story to tell. And that's why we're here. We want to help make sure that young men really understand that, like, life has so much meaning behind it. And as you continue to live it, you're going to continue to find the purpose that you're supposed to have. Really, that's why it is called Popular by Purpose. So Ivan, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, parents, all that good stuff.
So basically, I was born in Orlando, Florida. I'm from Venezuela. My mom moved here when she was about 9 months, or about not 9 months, I would have been here already. 8 months pregnant, so right before I was born, she moved here so I can be a citizen. Which is pretty cool, because now as I'm getting older, I'm seeing how important that is, especially in this country.
You a first generation baby?
Crazy.
What's that?
First generation? Like you're the first person in your whole family to ever be born in America?
Second generation, but yeah.
I'm not even sure, to be honest. That's probably not going to be a good look, but I'm not even sure, to be honest. I'm here now. But my parents, they did get split up when I was around 12, 13.
And they're both immigrants.
Both immigrants, both from Venezuela, yep.
What a blessing.
And but they split up, and luckily I was, had baseball like you guys brought up before, and that was basically my outlet. That was what I did for my entire life up until about probably 2024. I would say till 2018 is when I played my last game. So I basically just was a child, played baseball, and then got into my professional career then on.
That's so awesome too, because I feel like knowing that obviously I knew you played baseball.
Right.
And it's nice of you, I didn't know you're Venezuelan. And
Yeah.
Venezuelans are,
Yeah, me either. I know you told me that, but that
Venezuelans,
I had to remind
I know
myself.
a little bit about Venezuelans are dirty. So I'm like, you said that and I was like, of course.
Well, not a lot of people assume I'm from Venezuela just because of the way, my appearance, but once I speak a little bit.
It's because I'm from Orlando. I think everybody's Puerto Rican. I ain't Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I mean, me too.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. There's a lot of Venezuelans here too. You'd be surprised.
No, I believe it. A lot of Venezuelans here. That's crazy to be
When did you start playing baseball?
Baseball, I'm 28 now. Started playing when I was, I think, 5 years old. I think as soon as I could throw an object in a certain direction at somebody halfway accurately, I figured out that I was going to be, pretty decent at that. So I decided to let's stick with that. And I had good parents. My parents are awesome. Just because they got divorced doesn't mean they're not good parents. Yeah. It just didn't work out between them. But shout out to my mom and dad. They're both.
Also, they kept communication.
Yeah, I'm really close. I'm really close with both my parents. Thank God. I have a younger brother. Shout out to Paul. He's a huge inspiration to me. He doesn't realize just because he's younger that he can be a light, because I know that's kind of the message you guys want to bring. A lot of people don't really understand what they want to do in their life, and I know that's a message that you guys want to spread on this show. And the fact that he's able to be so young and to know what he wants to do at not on a concrete level, almost concrete, is very inspirational, because I talked to a lot of professionals who they figured out what they wanted to do when they were maybe 40, 45 years old, and I know none of us are near that yet. So to hear that, it's crazy. There's a lot of time to be made, a lot of decisions to be made up until then.
That's crazy, because my little brother, I feel the same way. Like, it's like, although he's younger, and I probably don't tell him that enough, that like I'm really proud of him, that like, he's one of the people that just, like you said, to be able to know what they know at a young age, it's not that many people in that room.
Yeah, my little sister, she's 22, and I had to tell her one time, I was like, it's funny. My whole life, it's always been, shut up. I knew everything. I'm older, this, that. Like, shut up, right? And then I had to tell her recently, she's 22 now, and I had to tell her, like, it's funny. It's a transition for me to have to be like, oh, like my little sister can give me advice now. Sometimes I can hear her side. Maybe she can put me on to things. And it's like, it was almost like a hard pill to swallow. It was like, I didn't want to, I was so hard headed. I was like, you're never right. You're my little sister. Shut up. You know what I'm saying? And then now I'm so proud of her, bro. And she puts me onto a lot of stuff. She's big into history and stuff like that. And
she's a grown woman now. She has to make her own decisions.
Man,
and,
cool,
she can learn via her own life experiences and help you out and help you guys out too.
I got a quick question.
What's up?
So let's bring it back to baseball, because, I'm Puerto Rican. I was supposed to play baseball, but I never did. I picked basketball, which is crazy because my whole household is boxing and baseball. I did watch a lot of boxing growing up, but like baseball and I never mixed.
Definitely.
So I picked basketball, maybe because culturally, my friends and stuff. When you started to play baseball at a young age, did you know that like I'm gonna be good at baseball, or did it come natural to you? Did you work hard for it? Because it's a hard sport to play. It's a hard sport to be good at in the first place. Yeah. Statistically, it's such a hard sport to be good at.
That's a tough question, because I don't really understand. I can say this now. I would never say this when I'm currently playing. I didn't understand how good I was, because I was on such good teams growing up that all the other players around me.
You played with some dogs.
I played with some really good players. I played with people.
Dogs.
Made it to the league.
I play with people right now who are making $2-3 million a year. Here from went to Haggerty High School here, 5 minutes away, and over the past 5 years, there's 3 first rounders. And you're talking about 5 plus 2 plus another 3. What's that? 5, 2, and 3. That's $10 million in signing bonuses for kids right there out of Haggerty High School. So I didn't really recognize how good I was, because I was always surrounded with people who were always better than me, which I think is a positive, because it always pushed me, because I was like, I want to be as good as that kid, or I want to be committed to the school he's going to, or he committed as a 9th grader. How can I do that? And I think it kept me humble in a sense. But if I'm going to be completely honest, I knew I was pretty good.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you can just, you guys know when you guys cut hair, it's just something that you just know. And I played other sports. I played football, really bad at that. Played basketball, really bad at that. And I was
but you are athletic, though.
But when did you find out you were bad at that? Was that you found that out on a team, or was that like at the court in the neighborhood? Like, how'd you find out you weren't good at those sports?
I don't know. I think I've always had like this sixth sense of ability to just have like a sense of feel. So whenever I watch other elite athletes in their sport, I'll be like, nah, I probably couldn't do that, even if I did work out for a year at that. And then when I did baseball, I was like, nah, I can probably do this if I worked at it. Yeah.
Confidence is so important, bro. Anything you do, but at the same time, how many kids don't have confidence because of their parents?
I was gonna say that because for me, confidence was hard not having a dad. You know what I'm saying?
But you had a brother that was there for you.
Yeah, for sure. But at the same time, he's still growing up. He's 7 years older than me. You know what I'm saying? So that was something I struggled with for anything manly to do, fixing a car, doing anything. You know what I mean?
That's probably why me and you are so loud, because both of us didn't have father figures in our lives. My dad came and went whenever he wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, we're not gonna get into that, but But literally, bro, like it was, if I wasn't loud, like I would feel like I would just, it's either I was here or I was here. There was no in between.
Yeah.
So I just stuck to,
Even before being confident, like it was like, just be loud because you have to look confident.
Well, back to your, a lot of kids not having confidence. I actually do private baseball lessons as well on the side of my real estate. So I do work with a lot of kids between the ages. Yeah, I'm a coach.
Awesome.
Between the ages of between 8 and 18, and some professional kids too. And your comment about a lot of kids not having confidence, it couldn't be more true. And it's very sad because as I've gone into my coaching career, past playing, I was so lucky with the coaches I had. Shout out to Coach Goodwin. Literally saved my life in a baseball sense because he was the one coaching those first rounders that we were talking about that are worth millions of dollars. And that same guy was telling me that I was a good baseball player too. So I'm like, if he's telling those guys that they're good and he's telling me that I'm good, I can do this. So at that point, I figured out how powerful exterior belief is. And I make sure to always stress that to a kid, like, bro, you have other people outside of your immediate core family that believe in you that you can actually do this because, it does get a little mundane when people that you see all the time tell you, yo, you can do it, you can do it, you can do it. But then when that one person that's never seen you before, like, yo, you can actually do this, it hits a lot different. Sure. So exterior belief and confidence to those kids is, in my opinion, the number one thing for sure.
That's crazy. Another question I have for you. You said that your parents were separated, but they're both involved. And I don't need to know anything personal about that. Just
any question.
It's so important for people to know that some people are blessed to have a coach that can be there for you or a father. And I always stress this. It's so hard for me when I see in today's day and age, like all people our age, they'll get a divorce or they'll break up and then they don't want nothing to do with the significant other. And I'm like, yo, you can still both parent. Just because your relationship didn't work, it doesn't mean you can't be a good parent or he can't be a good parent. He wasn't a good husband to you or she wasn't a good wife. They can still be great parents. And I've seen that both ways. When the dad keeps the child away from the mom and the mom keeps the child away from the dad. And I think that's terrible,
Yeah,
so it's good to know that.
I think people like that, bro, honestly, they just don't have God. Like, I'll be honest. I feel like for you to be able to.
Hey, you spitting, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, for you to be able to just like let a relationship, like your relationship with your woman, mess up your relationship with your children. I understand things happen. I understand it can be a bad day, a bad week, whatever. Things can happen. You might overreact one day in front of your kid or whatever. Nobody's perfect. But for you, I think about my dad, bro. I think about how I talk to him I can count on one hand how many times I've contacted this man. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And when it comes to that, I don't know both sides. I don't know what happened, but still, I just think, I see pictures of when we were kids. I'm like, how did this guy leave a family? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what the hell? How did that?
It's crazy
how can you
because
do that?
I have a child now, bro, and I'm so obsessed with my wife because it's like she gave me the greatest gift ever, bro.
Everybody says that when they have a kid.
Yeah, my son, me personally, I can't speak. I'm obsessed with my son. It's like my favorite thing in the whole world.
Yeah, that's a great thing.
And bro, that's what motivated me to do this. I want to do this podcast, and then I contacted Mo, and I was just like, man, children need guidance.
And I gotta give you guys your flowers. While obviously I can. Before this shop opened up, we were at the other shop. I don't even remember the road over on
Oviedo, yeah.
Oviedo.
Shout out My Salon Sweets.
Yeah, My Salon Sweets.
What's the names?
Harold and Sherry.
Yeah.
Shout out Harold and Sherry, My Salon Sweets, man. Nothing but love for y'all.
Mo, Miguel, and Dave, you guys were in the the little tripod cubicle type thing, and you guys are always talking about starting this shop, and I just want to give credit to you guys because this thing turned out incredible.
God is great. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah, it turned out incredible, and it's just a testament to you guys because I know you guys obviously want to spread a message, so I want to turn around to you. When you were setting this up, and did you think about your when I want to just do this for my son, I want my son to see this, I want my son to be proud. You have a son, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I want my son to be proud of this.
Yeah.
And my dad, look at my dad's barbershop or whatever the case may be. If you want to talk on that a little bit.
Nah, I actually didn't. I built this because I needed income. See, the concept of this is all business driven, just 100% money driven. Yeah. And I have a business partner. And at this point, we're like a year, 2 years into this business. And that's one of my best friends. Shout out David. Hey, David, I love you.
Shout out David.
He's like a brother, you know what I'm saying? So
razor sharp.
At one point, we're invested, right? And it's like, if I was by myself, we went through so much. We'll have a whole episode for that. He went
He'll
through
be
so
on.
much. He'll
It'll
be
be
on
me
for his
talking to y'all.
episode. Yeah.
Right.
The moral of the story: when you're committed with someone else, you say, "Yo, bro, that's my boy. I gotta see this through." That's part of discipline, right? I gotta see this through.
Yep.
So
Got
all
to
this,
see it through, my boy.
all glory to God. All this happens, boom, and it's later on in life, like when everybody's in here, and my son comes in like 2-3 weeks ago. I cut up one of his best friend in school for the first time, and
Your son's boy?
My son's best friend in school. They've been in school together since they were 1.
sick.
That's fire.
And he's 5, and he was like, "This is my daddy shot," and I seen how proud he was. The next day, he got a haircut with my daddy. Bro, the joy that I felt there was like, man, that's crazy.
And you probably didn't want to cut the kid.
I want to second. That's a great point you make.
This for you, my boy.
That's a good point you make because I'm in the game of business now, past my athletic career, and I like to talk to a lot of mentors. I pay a lot of money to speak people where I want to be when I grow up. And I was like, all right, if you were my age, what would you do? Tell me something that you wish you knew at my age. Blah blah blah. They always say, pick the right partner and have as many kids as you can, because the amount of joy that you get from having kids is unexplainable. And I really just saw it as you're explaining it. It's just one of those.
Let's talk about your business. Actually, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about your business. What do you do on a day-to-day basis? How did you get into it? Stuff like that. Go ahead.
So my business career is, I think it's a typical entrepreneur career.
Of course.
Hold on real quick, my bad.
Go ahead.
Before you get into that, I just want to say this. When I met you, you weren't doing this yet, right? You were doing like selling life insurance and stuff like that, right?
How long have you been cutting my hair now?
Cutting your hair, I want to say it was around COVID, so 5 years. You were doing life insurance, weren't you? Or just selling insurance in general?
I think I was finished with insurance. I think I was just I worked at TD Bank for that 1 year, I think, when you started cutting me, and then I got into this.
So I bring this up because this is a lot of people that come in my chair. I'm sure you experienced the same thing. So he gets in my chair and he's telling me about what he's doing, what he's getting into. And I'm sitting there like, I'm cutting his hair and I'm thinking like, it's something that's so foreign to me. So as he's talking, I'll be honest, bro, as he's talking, I'm sitting there like, yeah, cool, bro, yeah, cool, get a job. You know what I'm saying? Like in my head, I'm like, yeah, bro, whatever.
It's funny, you probably don't think like that now, but you did then.
No, like it's people like him, it's people like other people in my life that be on the show. And I'm telling you, bro, like it's just something that just so immature, it's almost like when I told my mom I'm gonna be a barber, she was like, you might as well be a garbage man, And then now I'm like, look at it, come on. Yeah, so I just want to tell you, man, like I'm proud of you, bro, because
thank you, bro.
It's insane to see, we've had personal conversations about showing me plays and stuff, and I'm like, wow, it's so eye-opening to see you go from putting everything into it, like knowing that you can make no money, and like you can lose all your money really doing this, and then to come out and you're having great success, man.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah,
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. But back to your question. So what I do now is I wholesale real estate. In layman terms, I I work for investors that have a lot of capital that they want to invest into real estate, obviously. So it just depends on what type of real estate they want to invest in, whether that be single family home, a commercial spot like this. Like if you guys needed, $50,000 for marketing, whatever the case may be, they want to invest in a commercial spot. A lot of guys want to buy a single family home that's not in the best condition and add value, change cabinets, put nice lights in there, put it back on the market and sell it, or keep it and rent it out to somebody. But what my company does is I just provide those investors with opportunities, because once you start getting to a level of income, you need to start spending your money or it goes straight to the IRS. So they need to...
that is so true. I'm a big believer in real estate. One of my best friends, shout out Kimar McCoy Real Estate. Stop playing with my boy, man. Nah, for real, real estate is huge. You know this. I mean, listen, I don't care if, I think there's so many ways to make money. Let me take a sip of water, because.
When you say your company, it's your company.
Yeah.
Not a company you work for. Right?
No, I'm the founder, yeah. And let me make a point on that before you go into that. When people say they're in real estate, that's like saying, it's such a broad term. That's like saying I play sports.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right, well, how many sports? There's tons of sports. How many do you play? Cricket?
Even when you said
baseball?
commercial, I didn't know you did commercial as well.
No, yeah,
I thought you
100%.
I work for the investor. So they have exclusive contracts with me, and they're going to be like, okay, I want a property in Orlando, Florida that's a 3-2, that's under $250,000 before I buy it, and I want to sell it for $450,000. I want to put $50,000 into it. And they're busy, with their companies, and so that they don't have time to sit there all day on a computer like me and my staff do, and to provide them opportunities. So what I do is I get them under contract. I say, hey, Miguel, you want to sell your house? And it's a different type of lead. What I do is I look for motivated sellers, whether that be divorce, probate, which means someone unfortunately passed away, and the 18-year-old kid inherits a property. He doesn't want to pay property taxes. He'll sell it for cash. Like I said, divorce, pre-foreclosure is another one that's coming up right now. A lot of people are underwater on their home loans, so they want to sell for cash.
I've been shopping for that, brother.
Yes, a lot of people can't afford for their house to sit on the market for 60 days. So I'll come in there and be like, hey, I can give you this for this amount. We can close in 14 days. Wire you right away, and I can get you a fresh start. That's the reason why I got into it as well, is because I actually am not in there just for the check. It's a real positive transaction because I get people have really, unfortunate situations.
And that's true. Having a foreclosed home on your
it stinks.
It's tough.
It stinks.
It's tough. It's like you're gonna be on that hoop. You ain't gonna see no yo stuff a lot. But that's so dope, bro. That's so dope that you got into that. And it's crazy because a lot of people don't understand that sometimes one job leads to another. You talked about banking. You banked for how long? You worked at a bank for a year?
I worked at a bank for a year and a half, basically.
So
years.
You see transactions, people coming in and out. You learned about, I'm sure they had their properties in their loans. Without that job, how would you value something like this? It's almost like something like that. You live through moments that open up doors for other moments.
No, you nailed it.
It's literally like that. Life is literally like that, just like that over and over and over again.
Yeah, you got to keep your options open. I think that's a perfect segue because that's why I got into it. Because when I worked I did sell health insurance for about 3 years, and that's when I kind of figured out, back to that baseball thing, where I figured out, okay, I'm pretty good at sales. I know how to sell. I know how to manage a team. I know how to, I know how to lead. I know how to teach. And I just didn't necessarily like the lifestyle of an insurance agent. Nothing against, shout out to a lot of people that we know, our friends are in insurance. I just didn't necessarily like the lifestyle that brought outside of that. Not to say that it's bad, it just wasn't for me. Yeah. So I just didn't like it. But I did like sales, and I did have success while I was doing it. So I was like, how can I, use my skill set on another avenue? My mom she's the VP of the TD Bank of the Southeast region. So she did get me a job at TD Bank because I just wanted to learn how money worked. Money is a very, it's a very weird thing. They don't really teach us how it's very extremely complicated. And it is, but it's not actually. I don't want to sit there and say it's complicated because you just have to learn about it, just like anything else. But I worked at the bank, and that's how I got in real estate, because I was a CSR. And my job at the bank was to handle people with high balances. So people would come in with a lot of money, and after I would get done servicing, giving them, sending a wire to a title company or printing them 5 business debit cards for their employees, I would say, hey Miguel, if you don't mind me asking, how do you make your money? How do you have this much money? And every single time, someone's like, I invest in real estate. And I'm talking about a money that we all want to have in our account,
you're seeing
liquid.
M's in the bank account.
I'm seeing, not everybody has millions, but some people did. And
real estate.
There's a lot of ways to make money, but that's definitely one of them. And I told myself that I was like, if I see one more person walk into this bank with this amount of money and he says real estate, I'm out of here. Because I know I have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. I just didn't know what I wanted to do. This guy walked in, he had $3.2 million liquid. He's a lawyer here in Orlando, and he invests in real estate on the side. And he was like, dude, I take my money from my practice, I buy single family homes and I flip them, and that's where I make most of my money. And if I would have known this, I probably wouldn't even went to law school.
Yeah, that's crazy. Did he ever become one of your clients?
Yeah, he's one of my buyers now. That's how I got into it.
Question, and it's gonna come right back to the way you work right now, because I always listen. I tell these guys every time, y'all gotta buy a house. You know this. Buy a house. Start off with a house. I'm not saying don't get into commercial. I'm not saying don't get into short term. Or I love the concept of burying homes. Like renting them out, fixing up.
There's different sports. What sport do you want to play in real estate?
Just pick one. Right? Pick a sport.
Pick a sport.
So talking about sports, you said you coach kids. Yep. Would you say? Because I'm gonna throw you a curveball here.
Go ahead. I like that. That's my best pitch.
Ooh, you know what I'm saying? I felt it. You heard? Throwing you a curveball here. It's a little bit kind of complicated. Okay. If you were beyond wealthy, if real estate paid you so much income that you didn't have to work again, would you still coach?
Absolutely.
Because there's passion there.
Oh my God. I told my best friend, he started the company. It's called House of Arms. Shout out House of Arms. If you need training in baseball, hit us up. Shameless plug there.
Hey, go ahead.
I would absolutely coach. I've worked there for 6 years. I get paid. I don't do it for free. I'm not wealthy, like you said, yet. So obviously I do want to get paid while I'm out there, but I've never asked for a raise. I've never asked a parent to pay me more money because, the kid, I started teaching him higher level stuff. I 100% do it to strictly give my education back of the game because, I'm not trying to sit here and be that guy, and I'm 28 now and kids are getting soft, bro. Like every time I see a kid under 12 years old, their parents are carrying their bag into the facility. I'm like, no, run that back. I made the kid walk all the way back to the car. I said, bro, you're 12 years old and you're gonna make your mom carry your bag?
Yeah.
What is this? Mom, what are we doing? You know what type of kid you're about to raise? He's gonna be 18, he's gonna be getting knocked around everywhere, bro.
My mom's been in that situation before
so
too.
It's just a lot of stuff that.
Of course. Same exact story.
But it goes to my coaching, bro. It's none of the stuff that I didn't wake up and invent any of this. My coaches were so good growing up. Shout out to Coach Jerry Driscoll. The Driscolls were massive part of my family. Shout out to Coach Goodwin. Shout out to Coach Bell, my college pitching coach. There are a couple of people who are just major positive influences that I just want to be like them so bad. And I just try to coach exactly like them.
What college did you go to? And how did you get that opportunity?
I played for Bethune-Cookman University from 2014 to 2018. How I got the opportunity was I played in the summer ball circuit, played for a travel organization called FTB, Florida Travel Ball. And you just play in front of a bunch of scouts. And, I just had a good game one day and they liked what they saw, I guess. And out of the offers that I had, I thought that was the best one because it was an hour away. It's Division I. I'm from Venezuela, so we don't come from a whole lot. So I needed to go to a school that, gave me the boat, and they gave me the biggest offer.
What was
that's why I went there.
What'd you go to school for, if you don't mind me asking?
Business administration, minor in finance.
That's fire. And did you finish your degree all the way through?
I have my degree, yes, sir.
That's fire. Listen, bro, I gotta go ahead and say.
I got a whole side quest argument on the educational system, but I don't use it at all.
No, I think personally, when we get into education, we could go have a whole nother episode for this. Exactly. But I'm gonna just keep it real short for the kids listening. I think it's important that if you do put your child in sports, or if you are coaching a child that's not in the beginning, but he's 16, 17, he got a scholarship, to preach to them, hey, listen, your education is the most important thing here. Because you might, God forbid, you might get tendonitis or tear your elbow.
The thing is they see the kid who's, the 5-star kid who's going to Alabama as a sophomore in college, and he has 55 offers. Maybe that kid doesn't have to be as good at school, but not every athlete is as good as those kids. And everyone thinks that once you make it to those levels, everyone's that top 5-star guy. That's certainly not how it works.
Everybody's in the same. Everybody's top 5-star guy.
On your high school team.
Every year there's new recruits.
On your high school team, there select probably 3 of your guys that are really, really good. That are the guys. Once you get to college, it's the same thing. It resets again. Then the top 3 dogs on that team. Then you play pro ball, and then everyone was good in college. Obviously, that's how they got to college. They get the pro ball, and then there's another level. There's always levels to everything. It's like a ladder. There's always going to be a level ahead of you. So you just may as well just.
When you got to college, was it a humbling experience when you stepped on that field?
Wildly, and I hope some of my former teammates see this because I had a really good. I was supposed to go in and be really good, and my first 2 years of college were god awful.
First few years?
My first 2 years of college were terrible.
Well, I saw your first start was against Miami.
No. That was my first safe situation, probably, not my first start.
Your first what?
First save situation.
Oh, okay.
My first start was against University of Maine.
I saw that. That's what it was. But I think it was a no-hitter that you pitched against Miami.
If I did a no-hitter, I probably wouldn't be sitting here.
I'm telling you. I read something, dog. I'm telling you. I saw something. It was like, or like your heart. I don't even know what the ERA is. ERA? What is that?
Yeah, ERA. That's earned run average. So over 9 innings, how many runs do you usually give up on 9 innings?
I think you pitched your best one against Miami. Something like that.
Yeah, I did have a couple of games against them, but I was a closer, so I pitched in the end of the game. Yeah. So if we were winning, this is my last 2 years when I became a better player. If we're winning in the 9th inning, you're bringing your guy who's gonna, can you curse on this? No, you don't want to.
You can.
No, you want to bring in your guy who's gonna, shut the door, and stop the bleeding or whatever the case may be. Like, we're not gonna get hit off this dude. There's no way we can get a hit off him. And
so the closer, is that essentially the best, or are they all the same?
No, he's not the best player. I would say the Friday night ace is the best player. The closer just brings like a different
the closer is
bulldog
crazy.
mentality.
See, the ace could give you like The ace can give you like 6 innings.
I was about to say.
But the closer gives you the best 2. The ace gives you a consistent 6. And if he's great, yeah, he might get to the end. But then
The best analogy I have for that is it's like an all-purpose back, or you have like a third down running back, and then you have a guy who can carry the ball on all 4 downs. You have a guy who just needs to get 2 yards.
You got a guy that can punch it in.
That's cool.
It's like the same thing.
Jerome Bettis, he go punch it in every time.
Yeah, I'm like the 2-yard guy.
You know, he's not gonna. You don't give it to Jerome at the 50, but at the 3, you're like, go ahead, boy. Go ahead, bud.
That's
Back to this because this is important again. So. Outside looking in, I feel like sports helped you a lot in your career.
The most.
It's taught you so much discipline. You've learned so much from it, where you've been able to apply that now in your career in finance, in your career in investing, and would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. Like, you couldn't have said it better. Like, sports, discipline, coaching, leadership, being around other people, having to figure it out when it doesn't go your way, I think is the most important part, because you guys both played sports. It doesn't go your way most of the time, and you just can't be a baby about it, especially going back to business. There's a lot of things that don't go your way. He said in the beginning, he's asking how much, what it brings in, what it doesn't bring in. And I keep it, I don't like to talk about number figures like that, but I'll certainly keep it very candid with him when it's not going well, or when I first started. Like, yeah, bro, don't believe everything you see on the internet, because when it's like a bow and arrow, you must go back before you go forward. So it's tough.
A lot of guys only post their wins. You know what I'm saying? They're not really showing you their losses.
Yeah, social media is a highlight reel. So I like the people who keep it real.
Yo, that's a bar.
Facts.
You're not even lying, bro. I mean, it's so tough, bro. So many people always post, like you said, they only post their highlight reel. And they're
I don't want to post the stuff I suck at either. But that's why you have to be smart enough to be able to draw that line and be like, all right, he's posting, he wins, but let me go talk to some other people outside of behind the camera and be like, yo, out of these 10 deals did you get, how many fell through before you got 10?
And that's part of sports. How many times do you fail before you get good? Like, in order for you to be good, you obviously had to work to get there, and work more than the other guy. And even if there was natural talent present.
Yeah, and I'm going to make something clear. You guys are going to have a lot more people who made it a lot further in sports, so I'm interested to see the questions or the answers they have.
Well, it's funny
because I only played in college.
The question I have,
that's huge though. That's guys
cool.
that dream college, bro. I didn't even play high school. I only played travel.
Yeah. I appreciate it.
You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate it.
I was 5'1", didn't even get a chance.
To somewhere it's
for me,
it's a dream
I look at college like a
Especially
dream.
when you say D1.
I don't even care about pro. Pro's like one. I guess because of my age, pro's like 1 in a million. Yeah. To me, being able to say you play any college sport, I don't care if you was playing paddleball, bro. It's like, what? You
No, it was
college?
definitely fun. It was
That's
really,
so fire.
it was
That
really
experience,
cool.
bro. That
The traveling,
fire,
the gear,
bro.
signing autographs after the game, having kids come up to you, like, yo, how did you throw that pitch? All that stuff, that's what I miss.
Think about how much you inspire without even knowing it.
I used to go up to UCF games before I was even in high school. I was like, how do I play on this field one day?
Yeah, when you're a kid and you just see a guy with the jersey on, they could be on. They could be a bench warmer. It don't matter on football, any sport. And it's just like, oh my God, that guy is holding a helmet. He's just, you're a kid, but you influence anything. That's why every guy influences all the kids, you know what I'm saying? But it's funny you say, of course, we're going to have guys that play professional ball, all those things, a lot of things. Now, something that I always see with athletes that's super hard is when the ball goes flat, right? When the ball goes flat,
oh my God.
From what I see,
trying to get me to cry on this podcast.
It goes flat for everybody, though. I mean, Tom Brady, the ball's flat now. Obviously he's got a thing going on.
Deflategate? Was that a pun? I don't know what you're trying to do there.
No. But seriously though, man, I see.
Tom, I love you, brother. Go Bucks. I ain't say nothing.
Eli Manning's the GOAT. Anyways, seriously, the ball goes flat, man, and how does that? Because it went flat for me. You know what I'm saying? As a football
absolutely.
Player, and I finished playing midway through my freshman year of college football, and I was lost, but I was 18, 19, and I see, we were talking about confidence earlier, and I'm telling you, bro, I cut a lot of athletes in my life. I've met a lot of athletes, and when that ball goes flat,
it's tough, man.
It's like they disappear.
It's
you don't
tough.
see them on Instagram no more.
Nope.
You don't see them in the streets no more. Like they're hiding, and some of them, they know how to, like yourself. I don't know if you struggled with that, if you were hiding, embarrassed. How was it for you?
Dude, that's a great question. Short answer, it sucked terribly. Long answer,
Did it go flat right after college ball, or did you have an opportunity right after college ball?
No, I mean, there's a day where this is probably my last game here. Because when you make it to that point, it gets very like professional. So you're like, all right, you're gonna pitch in this game, you're not gonna pitch in this game. If you can't do this, you're just simply not gonna play. And I got to a point where I simply couldn't do that, whatever they were asking me to do. And that's a good question because it was terrible because it's your whole identity. You know, every time someone comes up to you, my whole life, they're like, yo, how's baseball going? How's baseball going? How's baseball going? I could have had cancer or something. Nobody even would have known or cared because they just asked me, how's baseball going? How's baseball going? So I really wanted to, and it really, I don't like to use the word depressed because it's a strong word, but I bet you I was close. I bet you I was close because that's why I started a business, because I wanted people to come to me and ask me, and I'm getting there. And it's with hope of you guys, honestly. I hate when people come up to me and ask me, yo, how's baseball going? I want people to come up to me and ask me, how's business going? I want to be Ivan the business guy, not Ivan the baseball guy. And I've slowly tried to transition out of that.
But don't you think that sometimes I believe in a higher power?
Me too.
And I think, like, I truly, when I tell you I believe that God guides, sometimes God is chipping at something in your life for a reason. When he's asking you, how's baseball going? You might be thinking they're asking you about you playing baseball.
Right.
But God's trying to drop gems for you, like you might be a head coach in the MLB at 47.
Right.
I'm just outside looking in, like you just never really understand. So sometimes if we have discernment and you start to realize this, he's talking to you with all these other things around you.
I don't disagree at all.
But in the moment, through failure, like in my personal life and my failures and stuff, I would get annoyed. I'd be like, all right, man, just drop it. Like that's it, bro. You good, bro. And it's just so I totally understand.
Yeah,
bro.
it's back to the identity thing. It's like, I mean, right now, what is that? You have a mullet right now. So
No, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
I do.
Yeah, y'all both do. Y'all look the exact same.
I'm all one length, brother.
I mean,
all
imagine
one
just
length.
like, having a certain hairstyle and then the next day you wake up bald and you got to walk around and be the same guy. You literally lose.
Just for yo.
Let me tell you something, brother. Somebody
brother.
today went bald. He walked in.
Every time that happens,
It's terrible, bro. It's
every
terrible.
time. Listen. I've been cutting for 15 years, and Mo been like.
Shout out to my
12
bald
something.
homies. They still get bread.
Professionally, I've been here
Yeah.
9 years, cutting hair in the shop.
Yeah, look, we've been cutting hair for a long time. Professionally, for me, it's 15. And him's 9, 10.
cutting
I'm
illegally.
an old hair. I just look a little young.
Cutting hair in high school professionally.
Look, listen, Puerto Rican don't crack either.
Yeah, that's
You
crazy. I never believe you're as old as you are. People tell me, but continue.
Okay, so look, when people start going bald, they always say, yo, how much time I got left? I'd be like, today. Yeah, and they
Zero
don't-
time, my boy.
They don't want to accept it.
He is like that. He is like that
like
for sure.
that.
That's
I'm telling you,
greed.
let it go. And they don't wanna accept
But
it.
not with everybody. You can't be
Okay,
like that
hear
with
me
everybody.
out.
That's what
Some
it's
people,
like,
you
bro.
need their business still.
I need
You
that
trying to get that
business.
bread.
Look, I got
You
a
know you
son.
cut that hair
I got
off,
a
they ain't
son.
coming back no more. They just gonna do
You
it
change your whole
themselves.
identity.
I got a son, bro. I gotta pay some bills. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you need that
I'm
for-
not
you need
gonna
that
tell
cut.
everybody to shave it, but what I'm telling you is that when they do shave it, you see it in the mirror. You see that, that flat ball,
like
bro.
this. Woof.
No, but for
Yeah.
the most
It's like a
part,
whole new
whenever,
person.
whenever
It's something so small.
I never shave somebody bald because I'm being
You know what I
lazy
always
and I
say?
want
You
to
know what I
cut
always
their hair.
say?
It's
I can
time.
make a bald man look good, brother. Yeah.
Fact.
Skin,
Tight,
straight bill, brother.
tight.
Like Adrian Cruz, shout out to Cruise Control.
Shout out Cruise Control. I love
Cruise
Adrian.
control, man.
Adrian, he walked in one day and
He's
he was
killing
like,
it, by the way.
Yeah, he's going crazy.
OD.
He's going crazy.
Going crazy. Crazy work.
He walked in one day and I made a joke. I literally was like, so we going bald today? And he was like, why? I was like, just do it, man. Because he was thinning. And he was just like, do whatever you want, Mo. He always says that. He's one of those guys that's like, bro, I trust you. Do whatever you want, man. I know you're not going to mess me up. I said, so I'm allowed to cut your hair bald today? He was like, do whatever you want, Mo. You sure?
Wow.
Do whatever you want, Mo. Right in the middle of his head.
That's a grown-ass man right there.
That's confidence.
It's a grown-ass man right
now
there.
Now you see him
And he
here
could've
where he's
kept it. He
now
could've
you see
kept
him
it.
here where he's at in life, bro.
Oh.
And it's like the confidence he showed to us bestowed upon us when we're sitting there watching this. It's like if I really have any questions about insurance, I'm going to Adrian. Like I see him like that he just
guy.
exploded in the scene, but it was the confidence. Every moment you see someone being confident, you don't understand who's watching. Bro.
No, let me say something about Adrian real quick, because I know he just started making content and stuff like that, and a lot of us are seeing his success now, but I actually was lucky enough to work with Adrian at the insurance industry. I was, 5-6 years ago.
Under his team, or you guys were on the same?
We were just working together. I didn't work under him. We worked under somebody else together. And that dude was a killer. it doesn't shock me at all to see what he's doing now. I just think he was one that needed also to be guided in the right direction, and I think he found somebody that he can partner with and somebody that he can trust, and to use his skill set in the right facet. And yeah, man, I just wanted to give him his flowers as well, because that's someone who's been killing it for a long time, but we're just now seeing it.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And you know what's crazy? I keep saying, you know what's crazy? I always say that. I just grew up saying that.
A lot of shit's crazy.
But like everything's crazy. The world's crazy. It's tough for the life. You hear? But you know what's insane?
Not crazy, insane.
It's that, bro. It's true what you say. Like you have this opportunity where you want to change your perspective. Because I mean, I have a past. Everyone has a past, and people know you from another place. And then they see this version of you and they're unfamiliar with. 100%. And I'm like, listen, it's me. It's just a better version of me. Accept it. You know what I'm saying? Like, trust me.
Totally agree.
Like
and some of my teammates, when they saw me have those first rough 2 years, it was a different identity. It's just like, that's the same guy that's talking, that confident right now. How is that possible? Because, it can be changed, and I don't want to say overnight, but there could be some life events where you think you're the guy, and you walk into a spot and you're not the guy, and
you're not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal, and you don't really understand. Coming out of high school, everyone's hyping you up. You're gonna be this. You're gonna be this thing, and then when you get there,
And then you come back home and you scratch your head. They asking how's baseball.
You're like, how's baseball? You're like, I don't know how to play no more.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
That's crazy. Did you have like social media when you were in school?
Yeah, I think
all platforms were already out?
I'm trying to think what I was using. I was definitely Instagram.
We didn't have it at my school.
No, I know, but Instagram pretty much and Snapchat, all this stuff.
No, Snapchat, Snapchat.
That all came out over high school.
Snapchat is how you get the shorties
I'm
back
not giving
then.
y'all my age, but I'm old enough to not have social media. There we go. Yeah.
I'd say he's like 40.
42, but
he's like, there was Safari? Yeah. But yeah, I think there was Instagram, Snapchat.
I only ask you this because I feel like kids now have so much more pressure.
It's nowhere near as prevalent as today. I'm talking about.
No, yeah. I'm saying that when you had it, I'm sure, but now it's like,
dude.
If you were under a microscope, imagine those children now.
Bro, the level of
imagine
influence.
Those children now, bro. Like
so
everything
hard.
I have to be good. Bro, you can't even live your life.
Bro, and answer me this. I'm sure.
How are you gonna find purpose like that?
I'm sure you can attest to this. It's like, like I said, I train kids from like 8 years old to 18 and on. And the amount of influence kids have on each other is insane. I'll see one kid coming with a mohawk, 10 years old. Next week, 12 kids.
Whole team.
Mohawk.
Yeah.
Why? He's the coolest kid on the team, and everybody want to be like him. And there's levels to that. I mean, I'm sure as a grown man, you don't want to sit there and be like, I want to be like him. But I'm sure if I sat there and broke it down on a real level, there's people who we all look up to.
Hey, listen.
That we all want to be like. Hey, I know that I put you on to somebody that.
Yeah, I was actually gonna bring that up. Before I bring that up, the last thing I really wanted to bring up about baseball is.
Yeah, let's stop talking about baseball, man.
No, whatever. Forget baseball.
Throw it out, man.
Somebody I know you look up to, and it's PBD. What's his real name?
Patrick Bet David.
Yeah, so you know who that is?
I don't.
Shout out Patrick Bet David. Shout out Valuetainment. Shout out PBD Podcast.
Yeah, all that. So he put me on to this guy, and they have a podcast about it's 2 Muslims and 2 Catholics or 2 Christians. Something like that.
Christians, Muslims.
Yeah, and he was in the middle. It's his podcast, and if he didn't mention that he was a Catholic, you would not have known. So that's why I watched this debate. It's a 2-hour debate. It was a long 2.5. Yeah, it's almost 3 hours. And I'm watching it, and I couldn't believe this guy was so like whatever he agreed with the Muslims, he agreed with, and whatever he disagreed with what these guys were saying, he disagreed with or agreed with. It was so like wow. So I really like that guy. And I bring him up because I know you've met him, and I'm not sure exactly what he's into. I know he's into real estate and all this stuff, but how'd you even meet him, and how what effect has he had on your life?
First question, how I met him. He has an event down in Fort Lauderdale every single year called The Vault, and there are tiers of tickets that you can get. There's a tier that you can just go to it and you can listen to him and take notes about what he's saying. Another tier is you can go talk to him in the back room. And another tier is you can actually go to his house or an after party and really get the behind the closed doors conversation and see how people really run business. And I wanted to get that one. It was a pretty penny, but it was so worth it because I wanted to prove to myself, or I wanted to see if I can go into those rooms and be one of those high-powered businessmen one day.
Quick plug right there.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's commitment that's sports again in your life. That's a concept that you get. That's why I think it's so important to like, even if a child doesn't necessarily is like, you can have no disrespect to nobody. You can have a kid that you know he ain't gonna play.
Yeah, bro. I tell parents all the time.
But look, he learns commitment and discipline.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You pull him aside like, hey,
Yeah,
look,
bro. We're not cheap, man.
But look,
Jimmy ain't Jimmy.
that's what I'm saying. It's important to play a sport, at least as a parent, just because you can easily, not that you can't learn commitment and discipline outside of sports, but you can easily pick it up because everyone else has it. And you were committed. You know, when you buy clippers and you start cutting someone's hair, you started, brother. You were committed. You gotta see that fade all the way through. So that's dope. That's dope, bro.
I appreciate that.
That's really dope to be able to say, you know what, I'm gonna get in there and I'm gonna figure this out. And look what it's brought you, bro. It's amazing, bro.
Yeah, I watch his podcast religiously. I watch his YouTube channel called Valuetainment religiously, and he's a huge inspiration on me.
What was it about him that like stuck? Was it because he's in that field? Was that how you found him? Like, what was it?
It's funny
because like he pops up in my timeline all the time.
Yeah,
he has a dope thing about the 3 kids and how it's wild.
Yeah, he's fire.
Yeah, bro. It's the way he raises his kids. Is there's no money in there.
It's crazy because I know who he is just because of his stories of his children. They show up on my algorithm. It has nothing to do with his business. My algorithm, when he speaks, it's all about family.
He makes books.
His is about the books, how he raises his children. I don't even know he's into business. Yeah, like
he's a really religious man too.
Yeah, that's how I see everything.
Yeah,
so I had absolutely no clue. When you said that, I had no clue who that was until you told me. That's crazy.
But how I found him was when I, took this leap of faith, I guess you could say, into the entrepreneurial journey. I literally went on YouTube and I typed in how to start a business, and one of his most viral videos came up as 90 seconds of an entrepreneur, life of 90, something like that. Yeah. And it just shows all the ups and downs of an entrepreneur. Like, there's a segment of the door getting slammed in his face, and there's a segment of him, receiving a big wire, and just seeing like literally the life that a lot of people don't showcase. And I was like, I can get behind this guy because he's not. I like candid people. I like authenticity. I like real people. And
there's balance there.
Yeah.
I always tell you, it's like mind, body, and soul. Like that guy, he obviously a man of faith, man of family. He works hard. Obviously, you're a man of faith. You work hard. You're into your career at this point.
Right.
And your career, I always say this because we lived through pandemic where they sent us home. So don't take this take this with a grain of salt.
Yeah, of course.
They sent us home. We couldn't work, bro, for 3 months. Legally, brother. But we couldn't work.
I was hyped until it was 3 months.
If 3 months in, we're like, hey, brother, no one was calling, the phone wasn't ringing, no one was texting. And it was a reality check for me. Like, at the time, I have a kid. I have a wife. She's a nurse. She makes good income, but I got to provide as a man. I still got to provide to my family.
You got to go
and
some
it's like
Uber
reality
something.
check. I'm going to have another. I don't care. I'm going to find a job.
You have to.
So when I say this is that your mindset, bro, is so disciplined.
Thank you.
You're going to have success in anything you do.
Thank you.
If you were not an entrepreneur, you would have stuck with the first thing that worked. You would have been at the bank still.
Yep.
But because you're an entrepreneur, a true entrepreneur, I hate to be this, will always find a way to continue to grow.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
That's the truth.
Yeah, it's true.
There's no other way to yield that. And it's like when people say, oh, how do you know? I'm like, oh, you'll know.
His brother really woke me up, bro. Like big time. His brother doesn't even know that. Like he was coming in here giving me little things about what his brother's up to. And I'm sitting there like, dang, this guy that grew up in a Catholic home is outdoing me,
Yeah, and I would tell my brother, I was like, dude, you have no idea the impact you made on Mo. I'm like, this is the same Mo who we'd be going out and he'd be fighting people, sauced off a cup, fighting, knocking people out. And then I was like, dude, this is just a different.
You know what's crazy? That's crazy. I'm gonna say what's crazy. It's that crazy. There was a moment in my life where I was just, not that I was a bad person, but I had separated myself from faith in God. And
I done heard about you.
Well, this is most recent. Like, although I was doing well financially, I was doing great. I had a business, all that stuff I told you about.
Yeah.
When he started, I seen him go back there and start praying. I said, I gotta start praying.
Bro, it's incredible,
so he started
right?
in September,
it's not even our religion.
Here at the shop. Well, he started here in September at the shop. And his impact in faith impacted me in faith. So I began to pursue faith. So in a sense, shout out Hemzo, shout out Paul, man.
Yeah,
because
thank you, bro.
You don't
Love
understand
you, bro.
how much
and I know
that
I've done the same
leads.
thing for you too.
That's an example, bro. That's an example. That lead keeps going, bro.
And this is something I really wasn't even trying to bring up, but I didn't know this. Last weekend we were at a graduation party for a kid that graduated from college.
Okay.
And I was there for probably an hour for him being there because I was there for probably an hour before he got there. And then I left after an hour of him being there. And whatever, I dad wanted to leave, right? And then I cut his hair this week and he told me, he was like, "Oh, you didn't even realize I didn't drink in front of you."
Wow.
And I was just like,
That's awesome.
you know, why? You know, you don't have to do that. But he's that type of guy that he does things like that, you know?
That's discipline, bro.
Yeah, it's just those things. And like, I even told him, "Oh, if you guys want to come to my house, you can drink. I don't care." You know what I'm saying? None of that stuff matters. And he's like, "Bro, I would never do that." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, I'm just lucky to have friends like you guys, and I would hope that
blessed, bro.
Super blessed. Like it's
yeah.
I can go on for another episode about how lucky I am with my friends and my support system. But yeah, dude, just wanted to say that you just been killing it, and you just have to keep it up and don't let your urges take it over, because it's obviously easier said than done, but you're doing a good job so far.
I appreciate that, man. Seriously, it's a grind. We're still trying to get there, all of us. But yeah, with your brother waking me up, right? I was always, because they've always painted Islam as the bad guy, right? And that's how we grew up. Where
here,
yeah, for
in
sure.
America.
Like even one time, he told me that he looks Middle Eastern. And there was a point in his life where he would be embarrassed if somebody thought he was Middle Eastern.
For sure.
Because it just went into terrorism, you know? My name is Muhammad, bro. Didn't want people to know my name, you know? That's why I go by Mo, you know? It was that. Now it's whatever. But growing up, bro, no. Don't call me Muhammad.
And you know, that goes back to influence, bro.
Yeah.
It was so hard growing up for you. You know what I'm saying? And imagine you also being an immigrant. You get what I'm saying? Like, especially now in the country, how they're portraying immigrants. Oh, immigrants are crazy. And then people are just trying to come up to a better life. And maybe...
Most of them are, yeah.
Most of them, you know?
Yeah.
And I think it's important, bro. It's so important, bro, to like just literally love who you are, bro. Yeah. And appreciate God and understand that He's going to guide, bro.
And now, as a grown man, I think that's where a father comes in. You know, in the moment when you don't have a dad, bro, you don't know what it feels like. So it's like whatever, you know? So when you get older and now you're looking back at, oh, actually, a dad would have been clutch right there.
Right
you know,
there,
like a dad would have been there for that. A dad would have met my coach. Things like anything like that.
Nah, bro, you're not even lying, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy, man, you know? But in the moment, you're just a kid. You're just following whoever's leading, you know? And
you're going by what you know.
Yeah, it is what it is. But I asked that because being embarrassed growing up to be Muslim or be named Muhammad, whatever. For when somebody converts, we call it revert. But when somebody converts or reverts, it's very eye-opening for me because I'm like, bro, how did you do that? And I can't wait to have your brother on here to have that conversation.
It's gonna be awesome.
Really, yeah, okay, cool. He became Muslim. That's awesome, right? For it's just great. Yeah. Now I want to know your perspective because the day that he converted, he called me. Ivan called me and he was like, bro, I'm in tears right now. I was like, what's up? He's like, I'm really about to cry. I'm like, what's up? He's like, I'm about to send you a video, bro. Call me back. I was like, okay. Yeah. And it was his brother taking the Shahada. And when you take your Shahada is when you convert.
It's like the official conversion.
Yeah, right? It's like almost in a sense, I guess you could say getting baptized.
No, yeah,
right?
I've seen it on YouTube.
So, he sent me that and it just blew my mind, bro, when somebody converts, especially somebody that's not Muslim, like Middle Eastern.
Yeah, I was going to say this also. I think it's from a different perspective. Because you have so much love for your brother, like you mentioned earlier. You're so proud of him. Knowing when someone, even if it's someone like your little brother, like I'm sure your brother felt like this. When he's seen you take faith serious, he's like, he's ready. Like
Absolutely.
He's ready for the world.
Your older brother's more proud of you right now than you have no idea.
Because the world we live in today, it's like a man without faith. And that's how I always say, look, like if you're a devout Muslim, or if you're a devout Christian, a devout Jew, I'm cool with that. But a man without faith in the world we live today, it's hard.
They say they say the most dangerous thing in this world is a broke, lonely man. Because a broke, lonely man with no faith, you know, those are the people that unfortunately, you know, you see on the news, they shut up the school, unfortunately, or whatever the case may be. And if you break it down on a deeper level, it's usually one of those three things, if not all three.
And I think that's totally so empowering, and I think that's so amazing, bro, because it's like the fact that he reverted and you still were proud of him.
Oh, my God.
That's important for us to understand that. Like,
how did you take it? Like, why are you okay with it? Really, that's what I'm saying.
Just because I'm okay with it because he's my brother and, you know, 99.9% of things that he does, I'm going to support. And I say that because obviously if he does something dumb, I'm going to say, hey, that's stupid, don't do that. But he doesn't do a lot of dumb things, so that's, I give it the 99.9. But I was just really happy because, he's been through a lot that a lot of people don't know about, and I'm not going to get into it on here. But he's been through a lot, and he just needed to find something that just
Anchored him.
That's the best way to put it.
Just floating around.
That was oh my God. He needs something to set him down and, literally, I can't think of a better word, anchor. I mean, he does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu too, and a lot of those people in that world, they're very disciplined. They're very consistent. They're very professional in how they go about their life, and
I feel like
that's probably a big reason.
And I hate to get into I'm not trying to at all disrespect no one that doesn't have faith. I feel like you're truly not anchored until you find faith. You might be paddling in the water. What do they call it when you're staying afloat?
Treading?
You're treading water, bro. And maybe you tread better as you do better in other concepts of life. As you do better in finance, you're treading at all times. But once you find faith, bro, the level of success that you'll have in the world afterwards is going to be tenfold.
Yeah, and I think
the
problem is and I totally agree with you, but I think the problem is whenever we tell people to find faith, there are so many religions out there, and it's like, hey, believe what I believe, believe what I believe, believe what I believe.
And it's hard to not be that way.
Do mine.
When
that's
you're so locked in on it.
Bro. That's why I say faith, bro.
It just something higher than you.
Yeah, bro.
Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah.
Because you said it best, bro. And then in the world we live in today, is so many people trying to deceive other people just to be able to get it their way. People in bad businesses, people in sports. You said it. You tell parents, yeah, Jimmy not that good.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
It's expensive. But how many people be like, oh, Jimmy got a career in this, and takes the money. And it's like that alone, that's not having faith. That's not living under God's will.
Not.
Right? Because
you're
robbing from somebody, bro. If I tell you, hey, he's not good, but if you want to keep him here so he builds discipline.
I want to make sure I say this on record. I'm not telling this to like a 10-year-old who might grow up and be a superstar one day. We're talking about this is an 18-year-old who he's not going to grow 5 more inches. He's not going to throw 10 mile an hour harder.
Okay, so I'm thinking you only train children.
No. I train kids who are 18 as well.
Oh, okay.
So when it gets to that point, then I'm like.
It's crazy. Quick story. I remember one time in 5th grade, scared as shit to play football, bro. I was scared. Scared to put on pads and run.
You can hear it.
Oh, I was so scared, right?
I'm still scared.
So I was on the field I'm in 5th grade, bro. I never played football yet. And a lot of these kids, they played football their whole life. And I remember literally showing up. And first of all, when they gave me number 90, this is a quick story. I cried my eyes out. Oh, I want to be a running back. That's fat people number. That's literally what I told my mom. My mom just spent mad money.
You had the face mask with the line down the middle.
Shit. My mom just spent all this money on me. And the day I got my jersey, dog, I don't want to be this.
She's like, you gonna see it through,
bro,
my boy.
Bro, right?
Got to see it through, my boy.
That happens. Then I show up to practice, and then on the board it says your position. My shit said G.
Guard.
Guard.
I said, G. What's that? Brother, right?
Brother,
I'm sitting there like, bro, what? What is that? And then the kid next to me, you don't know what a guard is? I'm like, nah, I don't know what that is.
Line.
Yeah, literally. And he's like, he was a fat kid too. He was like, oh, we're gonna be blocking. I was like, no, I'm gonna be a quarterback. What are you talking about? All I watch is Randy Moss, you know what I'm saying? Ricky Williams. I'm sitting there like, what are you talking about?
Receiver, he said, receiver spelled with a G.
He wanted to be a tight end so bad. She said G.
I got in them trenches, dog. Oh my goodness, bro.
You got footwork, though. I'll give you that. You got footwork. I always give you that.
Nah, but listen. I say this story, all this because literally I remember, bro, there was a practice where my mom, she used to sit there all day and in her car. And I remember my coach telling us that this wasn't for me. He told, bro, it's funny, but in that moment, I was like,
no,
bro.
I don't agree with that.
But then, come on. I ended up, doing my thing in football.
Of course.
Not that I became something crazy, but like,
in that moment, yeah.
bro, in that moment, no, it wasn't funny. You. She was not funny.
No, I'm saying
funny at all.
It's funny to me.
I went home wanted to cry, dog. It's not funny, bro. She's not funny. She's not funny, dude.
It's funny to me, bro. He's like, good.
Funny now. It wasn't funny then, dude.
Funny how?
All right. Anyways, yeah, it's really dead ass though. Yeah. So I'm saying that because you're telling a parent that it's like, bro, I was in 5th grade and I heard
that's messed up. That's
way come on. That's what I'm saying. You don't agree with that, right?
You can't go that young.
Yeah, come on, bro. I was standing right there. And I'm sitting there already insecure about
how much of that is parenting? Where like if you had a father figure,
course, of
He would
course.
have talked to the coach and be like,
course.
look, I know he not where he's supposed to be. I just want to kind of get him going. Hey, no problem, I got you. And then the coach, like you said, preaching confidence that you say you do.
100%. And my
he's
mom
gonna be
don't know
like,
him
come on, buddy, you
at the
got
time.
this.
And you want to know,
You know?
the real when you just to keep it super gangster. Whenever you tell these players, parents that, they know. They're like, I've been waiting for somebody to tell me this, or you really think so, or something like that. It's like, I mean, what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think?
But you know what the best part? I always listen. I keep bringing up sports because it's important, right? You can find purpose through sports, and in his case, 100%. That's how he brought up baseball, right? It's because at the end of the day, you found purpose in life, and it all that came through baseball.
All of it.
And you're still building. You're still gonna have a whole future ahead of you. You're 28, but you're so young.
Thank you, bro.
You know, and you're in good health, bro. You know, so it's like you're gonna be 72, and who knows where you think about it. Where were you at 15 years ago, and where you're gonna be at in 15? Just to put that in perspective of how fast 15 years flew by, and you had no clue you were gonna be here today. So with that being said, bro, that's why I think it's so important that when kids play sports, that they learn confidence, that they have a coach or someone that could be like, yo, bro, you got this. Because it's like, bro, you can learn so much.
You gotta learn how to
fail.
fail.
You can learn so much.
Gotta learn how to fail.
Got to, bro.
Gotta learn how to fail, because we are. I mean, yeah, it's inevitable. Everyone's gonna fail. I'm sure your guys' first cut didn't look like this.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna hold you. First cut.
You mean your first cut might have?
No.
Oh.
Hey, I love you, brother. This is my brother. I love you.
Yeah,
bro.
but so yeah, everything takes time, and once you really buy in,
I love you, bro.
everything takes time. Once you buy into that, your one craft, I guess you could say, it's just how much self-belief you have, how much discipline, how much confidence, and I think through every successful person, I think, has three common people. Firstly, being someone that has unconditional love for you, that no matter what you do, you can go out and get a DUI. Hey, it's okay, just don't do that again. Don't mess up. I'm still gonna love you to death. That's the first thing they have in common. The second thing they have is they have somebody that they couldn't ever win over. No matter how much, if you're the best shape ever, no matter how much money you make, no matter how many celebrities you have dinner with, whatever the case may be, you'll never win them over. So you're always fighting for something. And the third one, which kind of ties it all together, is like the impulse control. Meaning like, hey, I want to do this, or I want to do this. I didn't make any money in this industry for 3 months, I got to go try this one. And eventually, I like this analogy the best. It's like building a bridge, and if you do try a bunch of stuff throughout your whole life, you're just gonna have a bunch of half-built bridges, and you're never gonna have one complete bridge. You're gonna look back and see 20 half-built bridges, and you're not gonna have one that you actually pursued the entire thing on, and laid every single brick down with the foundation. So
Consistency.
like that SGA interview that went viral. That's why he's in the talks for MVP, because that's what he said. My whole life is consistent. Not mine, but his.
Yeah. Yours too.
Thank you.
Consistent, bro.
Thank you.
Yours too. Yeah, consistency, bro. At one point, you had a chance to stop cutting hair.
Bro, I hear you guys all the time, bro. You guys are on your feet all day long.
My brother was a barber, and bro, you know how many times he was trying to teach me something? I can't do it. Stop.
You guys don't get the luxury of going to the barber shop and forgetting about life for 30, 45 minutes. Y'all don't understand. Like, that's like, I'm here to say I'm so sorry that you guys don't get to experience, because it's like a level of therapy, and I get to go out and I get to talk about, how much personal conversation have we had during haircuts?
How many times? I cut every 30 minutes.
Yeah.
How many times do I move your appointment to be 45?
Yeah.
One of the 10 people that
Almost every time.
He loves to talk to you. He's
Almost
like,
every time.
I book him for a long time.
This guy, when he laughs, he has to stand up.
Yeah, but that.
Yeah, he makes me laugh for half the haircut.
Bro, but that's when we get away. We get away from our reality. As men, we're overwhelmed, we're overworked, just like every other man.
Absolutely.
Overwhelmed and overworked.
That's why I
but
brought
when we
it
have
up.
a good conversation
I
with a
feel so
client,
bad.
bro, it's therapeutic. Yeah. You forget how hard the day was, or what you got to pay, or where you. Because bro, you know this. When you invest, investing comes with stress, bro.
What?
Investing comes with stress,
listen,
bro.
you never know what Ivan
I
you're gonna get that walk through the door,
I
brother.
know. That's what I'm telling you. I understand. That's what I said. You get this. I know. So that's my whole point. That 30 minutes is a breath of fresh air, bro. It's just, you can hear the clippers as I'm talking to you.
Ring, ring.
Since I turn the music down, every time I turn it up, I'm like, turn the music down. I want to just hear the clippers, bro.
I think every time this guy gets in the chair, the first thing he does is
Yeah, bro. It's like, I'm telling you, you guys don't understand.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm sure they understand it back there too. It's like, bro, like after getting it.
Shout out the boys. In the back.
Yeah, shout out to the boys
Shout out
that
to the
killed it
boys
back there.
Shout out to the
Oh,
boys
you
in the
look
back.
great.
Oh, you look great. Y'all look great, man.
Yeah, they need a camera for them too.
Yeah.
But yeah, bro, after getting a haircut, it's like I mean, this is kind of weird to say, but it's like a guy's makeup. You know, you get a fresh fade.
100%.
You go out downtown, you're like, bro, I got a fade on me right now. Like,
Sometimes
I can go
won't
talk
waste
to
an
anybody.
outfit. I won't waste an outfit if I don't have it.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
I'll
It
put
still
that outfit
works.
on.
100%.
Or you put on the same outfit you wore, but with a haircut, it feels new.
Yeah.
Say, hold on. This don't
You
look
ain't
that
take a picture
bad.
the first time.
Yeah, but this time you did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dude, it's you guys. Yeah, I'm telling you guys, without you guys, and when I say you guys, barbers, I don't even like to use the word barber. I can't really tell you how many times I've told him. I hate telling people he's my barber because it makes it feel like he does a service for me. That I'm just like some person who comes in his chair and he cuts my hair and I leave and it's just transactional.
It really.
I hate that.
And
he's my friend that knows how to cut hair really well.
100%, bro. I think.
I swear to God, I say that.
I think the more committed we get to like our careers as barbers, you kind of like want to cut your friends all the time. So you kind of like almost like, dude, if I'm gonna, I know you're the same way. If I'm gonna be here early and I'm gonna leave late,
I better enjoy
my
myself.
phone's ringing. I'm gonna pick at this point in my career, and at this point in our career, we're gonna pick the person we want to cut.
Absolutely.
You know,
guys
like
have
I
had
want to come in at 7 and speak to someone that I want to speak to. Yeah. Like, you know this. You don't want no one negative energy at 7 in the morning. Like, brother.
Ruins your whole day.
Brother.
Sucks.
Ruins your whole day.
Terrible.
Yeah, no, you guys. Every time I come in here, this place is crazy packed.
So shout out Popular Hair Studio.
Yeah. I'm
Come
sure
check
they're
us out,
gonna get there.
3370 Rouse Road, Unit 116.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Before we wrap it up, I want to say, Ivan, one more time, thank you so much, bro. You know, you are our first guest, and we had a great conversation today. And we hope to inspire young men, you know, and if God willing, this keeps going the way it goes and however far it goes, we want to be able to be a part of your success. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, bro.
Whether it's in finance or whether it's in coaching and we do something with the kids and we get to bring out a coach. And I tell you this, I'm telling you, bro, like your calling is out there, bro. And
Thank you.
it feels so much like coaching. I'm not saying to not work. I know you're I work. But sometimes I don't think my calling is barbering. My calling is to help young men.
Yeah, once y'all stop cutting hair,
Your
I'm
calling
like, it
is to
better be
help
something
young men.
good.
Imagine remember when you coached, how good you felt?
Yeah.
Did I tell you that before you started coaching?
Yeah.
People always ask me
I
about
told
this
you,
coaching,
bro.
of course. Every
And
day.
Of course you
it's
do.
the
What the heck?
relationships you make with those young men and those young children, and how much you could see yourself in your struggles, and you see this kid and he has so much joy. And with an adult, it's kind of like sometimes adults could be negative Nancy's for no reason because they're older, they lived through so much pain already. And it's like you want to build that structure, you want to help that kid at a young age, bro. And I'm telling you, bro, like I pray that God blesses you tremendously and that He keeps guiding you into coaching, bro. Because there's a reason it's there, but we want to work with you for that for sure.
Right.
So Ivan, my brother, appreciate you so much, my brother.
Thank you so much,
Thank you
bro.
again, bro. For real,
Thank
man.
you,
Much
bro.
love, bro.
Yeah, I know you
Much
guys are
love,
gonna.
bro.
I mean, it's a privilege, honestly. You guys are both have a lot of people in your networks that have done some crazy things with their life, obviously in a positive way. So again, just to be a thought of the first person, because I know there's a Rolodex of people that you guys can call who are far more successful than I am. So the fact that you guys just chose me is, like I said, it's a super privilege. It's an honor. And to be completely honest, like you guys are the reason why I push myself too, because I want to have a clear-cut answer for these answers. If I ever get asked some on or off a podcast, I don't really care that it's recorded right now. I mean, this is how I am every single day. So. Yeah, bro, thank you guys so much, because I know in this seat you guys are going to have a lot of, powerful professionals.
You lose confidence, bro. I'm telling you.
So thank you guys for real. And this is, first of many. So thank you guys, bro.
And I want to give you your flowers, bro. Honestly, on just thank you for coming here.
Thank you
And
so much, man.
there's a reason you were the first person. You know what I mean? There was a reason that it was literally 24 hours ago that he called me and we didn't know what to do, bro. We were just sitting there.
I'm at that point in my life where I'm so cool. I'm like, yo, man, listen, man, it gonna happen, bro. We're gonna figure out the name.
When it came to the
he's
name,
like, bro. I was like, man, the guys flake. They ain't gonna
First
come
of all,
figure it out. Click. And he's like,
real quick.
Yeah.
This guy called me last week and he said,
oh yeah, I did something name. Don't
he
say
said,
I got that set up for something else.
Okay.
So it was a whole other name.
Need to change it anyway.
Yeah, he goes, nice. I got a good idea.
No,
for that.
honestly, I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
I remember it was something with the C word. Anyway,
Hey, yo.
My bad.
No,
okay.
not that one. Not that one.
What's C word?
Come on, bro.
What's the
Go
C
ahead.
word?
Go ahead.
C word.
Nah, man, I can spell, but you know what I'm saying,
What you mean?
brother.
Yeah,
keep
anyways,
going.
whatever. Anyways, but yeah, when it came to just getting the name and stuff, and he was just like, bro, you know what? We're gonna call it Popular by Purpose. And I was just like,
Perfect.
I said, that sounds beautiful. It's not gonna be popular, it's popular. And I was like, yeah, cool, bro. And then we're sitting there, semi-stressed. I felt it on the phone.
yeah.
I felt it sitting there like,
This is gonna make it a lot easier.
damn, are we really gonna flake on the first?
And
Like, this is the
then
first
our
time we put a
camera
date
guy,
on
he's
it.
so busy.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
I was like, man, I'm not trying to mess with
It
Oi.
took us going back and forth to figure out a date, and I'm like, man, bro, maybe it's not meant to be. And then he goes, what about Ivan? And I was like, nah. I was like, alhamdulillah.
And I mentioned,
I was so
I
happy
said,
that-
baseball. I said, yo, he's successful. I said, he believes in God. I said,
I
he's-
love people
That's it.
who consistently work, bro,
Thank
in
you,
their
bro.
lives. I could tell, and I don't mean to say this, like I said, I'm a little older, brother. You hear it? I'm
Not that old, bro.
You're not old, bro.
I'm
Chill out.
just saying, I'm just saying in a
That's great.
sense,
Yeah.
I've been doing this 15 years, bro. I've been busy for 12. All glory be to God. For 12. So it's
There's a
like,
reason you're busy.
So it's like I go through a lot of clients a month, and there's a lot of guys who are very lost. And it has nothing to do with
And
their
they're not even
careers.
kids. Which was
it
your
has
message?
nothing to do with their careers.
Grown
Because they're
men who are
successful
lost.
in their careers.
Thank
It's
you.
just that you are you can see that like your dominoes are in order, that you know where you're going, that you're consistent in your discipline. And I'm like, oh yeah.
It's you guys, bro. It's
I'm
you guys.
like, please tell me he's available, bro. Tell Ivan. That's
Bro.
perfect.
No, bro. When I sent that
perfect.
text, he was at Don Julio's last night, right? He was having dinner,
Yeah.
watching the game, and I was just like, man, I hope he doesn't. I literally said, God, if it's meant to be, please.
Yeah,
let
bro,
him say it."
anything I can do.
He said, of course. He said, even if I'm not the guest, I'll show up and sit
Yeah, you
over
could show
there.
him my text. I was like, am I gonna be on or am I gonna watch? I was like, I'll do whatever, bro.
Hey,
I'm here to support
brother,
however I
that's
can.
fire. That's
Yeah.
fire.
But yeah,
that's
bro.
fire.
I was like, he's locked in. And then even today, I was like, God, if he flakes, it wasn't meant to be.
Bro, I'm not a
Yeah.
flaker, bro. If
And not even that,
I'm a man of my
something
word.
anything, you know? I was
Something
just
can
like,
happen, a
whatever,
flat
if it
tire on
is,
the
it is.
way here.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. I always, that's why I told you one thing about being late. We'll talk about that some other time.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for tuning in on the first episode. It's been a great time. I think it was a great success. Yeah, come to the barbershop. Popular.
Come get your hair cut.
Come to Popular, come get a cut. This is my cut right here. Let them see a little angle, you know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
little
crispy,
sign, you know what I'm saying?
crispy.
Show sharp. That's
Yes,
why I go
sir.
by on Instagram. So holla at me, man. I appreciate you guys for tuning in.
Miguel _the_barber. Ivan, you want to do a drop for your IG and social media pages as well?
Yeah, follow me on IG at Ivan_Coutinho. If you want to sell your house, I can help you do that. And follow your dreams, follow your goals. You're gonna fail. Just get over that part now and just don't give up and be a man about all the situations that you can be.
What's the business name?
IB Equities LLC. That's it, man.
No, we know
Let's
we
get it.
pick it. Dancing, dancing, pick it.